Right, I'm back for another one. My young fella's under the truck. I just said to him, we haven't done any videoing for the whole day. So what we've been doing is, it's one of those days we decided to attack oils. So we've gone through and we've drained all the diff oils. Yeah, diffs had water in them, condensation, plus the vent plugs have gone rusty when I got this. I know we've driven it around, but I don't think we ought to hurt anything. It was just a bit of water in the bottom, separated, and that diff there was no different. And the gearbox just had a couple of drops of water in it, but the oil was clean. But we've drained it, and we're in the process of just pumping oil in it now. So I've got my hand pump here. It goes in our container. I can just sit that in there. That'll work. Don't want to stay in there. I've just got to refill my my bleeder here. I've got Alex's underneath, and he's just holding the end for me in the gearbox. So the mission is to get the gearbox filled, and I'm pretty sure I got the oils here for the diffs, being 85, 140. I think this is a 50 cat oil. This, it'll love it. Well, that's running what we're used to. I got a lot of oils here. I don't think I've got a cat heavy gear oil though. I think I only got a Celtic's product. They're all good. They're all oils. We'll go around. Oops. If you're going to use it lots, you'd actually want to flush the diffs, knowing what was in there. We'll see. I mean, I don't know the condition of the diffs of the truck either. I don't know what's been done to them, or what they're like inside. The plugs were good. Drain plugs, level plugs, they're both magnetic. It's just the usual amount on there. There is a service sticker on the window in the truck when we got it, and I think it's only done like 10,000 Ks since its last service. I'd have to go back and just check that stuff, but it's not too bad. Pretty riveting stuff, eh? Watching oil run into a container. Hard to do it one-handed, I know that. It's just one of those days. We'll just start and get that stuff done. Didn't film it obviously, but yeah, worked on it yesterday. Been into the wiring, a bit more in the cab, tidying that up, zip tying it up. I'll bring you back when I pump some oil. Here we are, filling the back diff. Done number one, we're on to number two. We pump until it overflows. So everyone can be a critic on oils and that. Had this for a long time in the shed here. 85, 140. I read, I got a book here. I don't have a workshop book on this truck, but I got a Kenworth book here. I know, it's a swear word. It's an older model Kenworth book. Tells you all the gear, lubricants required for diffs and gearbox. I'll just check the specs on those. As I say, it hadn't done very many Ks this truck since its last service, but it has sat for 10 years. So it's got moisture and condensation, and the breather caps have just started rotting off the diffs. So got a little bit of water in the bottom. Change them out. I mean, I don't doubt we'll go down the road and it's going to blow diff seals and do all sorts of weird and wonderful things yet. Hopefully it doesn't do a wheel seal. Alright, we'll just keep filling that and chuck the plug in when they're up to height. A little bit of show and tell. I've been working on the wiring here. I've got the light with me, but you know, I've tied all that up. Got it back in the support bracket there and wrapped the cable, and hopefully that won't rub. Chased all the loom all the way along, got it all tied up. Murphy's Law. I've tied it all up. I'll go to get it going, and I have to disassemble because something's wrong. Just got a bit of wiring still laying here, that's for the water temperature stuff. Still waiting for my sensor to turn up. Right, this side here, yeah, I've chased the wiring around the top of the engine and got the bracket on up there. Got all that sorted. Next thing I'm going to do is do the fuel filter. Pretty sure I got the right one. Got a new one here. I'll chuck that on. Can't start the truck, it's got no water in it at the moment, but I'll just pre-fill the filter and chuck it on there. I'm just got to remember what I've done, so I'll go to start it and it'll play up, but that's right, I know what it is. My next service will be to get the engine running and change the engine oil on that. Gearbox is filled, diffs are filled, everything's cleaned up and tidied up under there. Alright, I'll change this fuel filter out. I don't think you need to watch me do that. Okay, I'm going to show something here, just in case I'm doing it wrong and somebody sees it and picks up on it. The jack's loose in there now. I've put a plate of steel up under the chassis here. Got the jack on the spring. I'm going to try and separate these here, see if there's any wear in them. I can't. It's rotating the spring around on the pin at the moment. It's pulling the shackle around that way slightly. No movement in there yet. A lot of pressure on that. It's just pulling the arrangement around as I bend the spring. Oh, that's heaps. Doesn't appear to be any movement in there unless I've done it wrong. I'll let it off and we'll watch it, see what it does. Wait till the truck comes back on. Never moved. Yeah. I was watching Welker Farms the other night, so they're doing a engine swap into another peak they're doing. I can't talk model numbers, sorry. And yeah, they put a CAT engine in there and they've had to change engine mounts and that. But while they're in there, they showed this here was substantially worn out. They could see where these are aluminium apparently. I could be wrong, but their ones were. It worn right into the bracket here. So I watched it and yeah, they disassembled it all and it's like, holy mac, they had to buy new mounts to go on the chassis. There was just nothing left. It had eaten the bush and had gone right through into the actual housing. So that's really bad. The spring one had worn through, but hadn't affected the spring yet, so they put new bushes, obviously a new unit, new bush and new pins. So they did it properly. But that doesn't appear to move there on that one. So the front, I doubt if there'll be any movement in there, but I will try it. I've got the jack, see if I can just take the weight a bit. I'll set the jack up and I'll bring you back. Alright, I've shifted the jack along. I'll point where it is, but I know you can't see it. Unfortunately, I wanted it right up here, but yeah, I can't, won't fit. Not the jack I've got. So I'll just try and take a bit of weight here where I am and see what it does. It's bending it all and lifting the frame. So no, the spring's just rotating on there. Can't seem to. If I have a look, I'm going to put my big fat head in there and you won't see. Well, if there's any movement, it's pretty minute. It's just rotating on there. It's full of grease and everything in there. Maybe all that's been done on this truck. Got to go back to where it come from and see what service records we can pull. See what's been done. All that was documented, so it may have had spring shackles and springs done on it. I'll let it off. Yeah, it just rotated. Certainly didn't lift up and show a lot of wear. That's a good sign. I'll go to the other side. I'll check the other side, see what that's doing. Alright, we've gone to the other side. I have already checked the front on this spring. There was no room to really film it. This one here has been rubbing on there a bit. I don't know why. That's how they've hit the link on. Someone may comment that I haven't jacked it far enough, it's still rotating and it hadn't actually taken the weight yet. I don't know. Maybe you've got to get them to hang vertically and then, well, that's virtually vertical on there now. That's stretching the spring heaps in there. Heaps of pull on it. Don't want to damage anything. No, I can't get any more out of the jack. That'll limit. It never moved. None of it's moved. And the only way you'd really know is just assemble and take a pin out and have a look at it. But we're not going that far. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I think you'd see the wear if that was worn enough. With that amount of rotation, it would start to lift when it pretty hard on the jack. But I could be wrong. Looks pretty good. Right, we'll move on to the next job. I have to show you what I'm doing. I'm a real cheapskate, eh? Anybody who knows me, they'll be laughing. They know that. I've never had an overflow for the radiator. So, yeah, I finally got a hose on there. Got that down. I remember looking at it in the rubber shop, thinking, I'm not paying that per metre for it. Anyway, I was down the back of the workshop looking for something else, and I had a big roll of this stuff. Anybody, I'll pick it up so you can see it, but I think most people will recognise what that end is there. Acetylene. So yeah, big long set of acetylene hoses. They're starting to perish. I've never used them. I don't even own a oxyacetylene set now. I just do everything with a paste mill I want to cut. So I was thinking, will that work? So I didn't show it, but it wouldn't quite go on, so I just put the drill in the end of the hose, made it out to the right size. Didn't take much, and it went on. So I'm just in the process of trying to run it down past the end of the radiator up in here. There it is down there. It's just hanging across the frame there at the moment. I'll get it right down low, so if we do have an overflow issue, it's going to end up on the ground and not splashing all through the truck. It's nothing worse than having a water leak at the top of the radiator, not knowing where it's all coming from. And the fan's blowing it everywhere. So, right, I'll zip tie all that up. Just sort of show you a bit of a laugh. Right, I wanted to show you this. Somebody was here the other day and they looked at the front bumper on the truck. They said, oh, you need to put some driving lights in there. I was like, yeah, I know that. I don't know what to get or what to, you know, how it all works. So I remember that we had these. My guess is that they're 35 years old, because I can remember when my dad bought them for a Kenworth. We had a W924 73 model Kenworth for a while, nearly the same sort of bumper, and he was going to put them in as lights, but he never ever did. So I opened the box, and I've never opened it. I didn't realise it come with the relay, all the connectors, a switch, and obviously instructions. It's pretty incredible what you used to get back then. And I see there's a number on there, but I don't know if that's the price. It's got 140 on there. I don't know, it's all pretty faded. There's one on the side there too. You can see it's been up in the back of my shed for a long time. We never used to live here as long as we've owned these, and these got shifted when we come here. a few years ago. Oh, you turn the box over, it tells you what's in it. Yeah. So we got the lights, so I put them in the bumper here. I'm going to get the studio lights. It's pretty dark in the workshop today. It's rained all day and it's still raining outside. So they're a perfect fit. As I said, they're probably about 35 years old, somewhere around that. Probably a bit of a waste putting them in there, but I have. Well, that won't stay in there, that's just sitting through the pin, in case you wonder. There. So I've done a bit of wiring. As I said, I'm not a wiring person. I run it across the bottom of the bumper, and there's some threads sticking up. They've been cut off on the bumper. This used to have a swinging number plate bracket on it in America. And obviously they're illegal here. It'd be cool to put it on there and have something on it, but it's not on. So yeah, I managed to pick those up, and I've done a splice in the wiring, and I've sent it up through the frame, and got it on all that mess there, and got it up through the floor into the cab. Now I've got to figure out where I'm going to get the power from. There's an accessory switch up on the dash up there, and the wiring of the lights themselves did come with a relay in that, so I'll do a bit of sussing out where there's some power and what I can do, and I'll get back to you. Right, I've brought the cable up through the bottom of the cab and into the dash here for these fog lights. I'm going to do something I was looking at is, I don't think I'll even be able to show you. There's a down where, no, it's not going to work, down where my fat hand is, just down in there. Oh, you can just see the hole. There's a earth there, and man, it's filthy. Something I've tried to do on this truck is go through and clean any earths, and this is one I've missed. So I'm lucky I found it. I'm going to earth into that, which will obviously be right, and then I'm going to take it across with a hot wire to the load light switch. Now I put a new light in the back of the cab when I reassembled the cab, but I did not wire it up. The wiring was a real mess, and I just didn't trust it. It just gave me the heebie-jeebies that it was could rub through somewhere or something wasn't right. So I put the light in just for ornaments, but then I've gone and put other work lights on this truck and used other switches to run those. So I'm going to utilise this load light, which can just be the fog lights. So I'll let you know when I wire it up and if we're going to have a big flare up or not. Right, we've got the wiring in, I've got the load light. Now put your shades on. You just wait for the big performance. Yeah, we've got some yellow lights in the bumper. We'll hop out and have a look. And there they are, about 1 candle power. Mind you, that was technology 35 years ago, 40 years. That's what they were. You can feel the heat from out here. Woo, terrific. It will melt the snow. Anyway, we'll see how we go for a certificate. It might make me remove them yet. Don't know. I don't think you're allowed lights without them operational. So I've wired them up. If they don't like them, I'll do something about it. Right, in this I'm going to show you something a little bit different. Obviously the channel's all about the Peterbilt, but I've sort of been pulled aside to work on something else. I belong to the Model Engineering Club, and you've seen my train in my previous videos if you followed me. So we've got some traction engine wheels here. So this is a 4-inch scale engine the man's building, and no, it's not mine. It's way out of my skill set. So he asked me to blast the wheels for him, so because they'd gone off obviously with manufacturing. I said, yeah, I'll do that. But when I blasted them, they welded the outer rim onto here, and he didn't do it, somebody else had done this. And I mean, the welding structurally is alright, but cosmetic, it's not good. So I said to him, with a little bit of experience I've got out of doing the truck, how about we body work them? So I've gone around and I've slowly covered the weld, been sanding and working, and used this little multi-tool here. Got a worn out stone which is perfect for going around the rivets in here. So that's the outside of the wheel there. When it's on the traction engine, and then the inside, it's a bit different. The way the carbon spokes have been put in, they're all on the inside of the rim. I've just filled in between, just worked my way around. So I'm going to go around and glaze it now with the glazing putty and try and tidy up all my pinholes and get a better finish on it. And I convinced them that we're going to paint it in 2K paint and get a nice gloss on it. Some of the engine's sort of semi-built and it's been spray bombed, and it's like, yeah, no, we can do a bit better than that. So if you keep following me, yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a sidetrack, but I'm going to do a bit of a video on it. I think people who follow me might be interested. I made a mistake here. I blasted and I blew it all off, and I thought, oh man, I'm doing real good here. And I started priming, and I rotated the wheel to keep painting the spokes due to the angles, and I had sand drop out onto what I was doing, and I was like, where did that come from? So I've blown it all down. I realized I put these bolts with the washers to protect the bushes in the hub here, and the sand got in behind it. It's obviously in the center and falls out. So lesson learnt there. I'll take that out and blow it out before top coat goes on. I need to reprime this anyway, this around here, once it's glazed and it's all finished. I'll take you and show you one of the other wheels, what I get them to roughly. So that there is just a rough smearing of the body filler around there, and that's what I got to work with. Try and stand that up, sorry, so try and get the light in it. Yeah, it's not a very good. I don't know how else you can do it. I don't know any other answers to it. I said to the man, you got to take what you get from me. He's time poor. He's got a pretty high position in what he does for a job, and he struggles for time to build this, but he sort of set himself an end date. So a few of us will step up and give him a hand with what we can do, get it knocked out. So I think I'll document it. I mean, obviously I'm not worried about the channel in the sense of views. It's just something interesting, and eventually you'll get to see the whole traction engine built. So meanwhile, the old truck's just sitting in there. It's not going anywhere. I'll keep ticking away at it. I've done a lot of wiring again on it off camera. I've zip tied and pulled all the loom up underneath and had a big tidy up. Just waiting for a few bits to turn up, and we'll keep working on it.